it's better for your retention, I'm sure, that when you meet, like especially when it's a lead in person and they see that you're a real person and connect your face with the voice and all of that. Let's go ahead and just jump right in with the first cold call. Cold call.
Whoa.
Let's make it really clear. Cold calling is not okay.
There's something that I didn't explain well enough for them to have to say they have to think about. There's something that I don't quite understand. So I try to get back in front of them to reiterate anything that I may have missed or go more into detail. Or
Hey everybody, welcome back to Medicare Agent IQ. I'm Raul Gonzalez.
And I'm Oscar Ibieta.
And we are once again back with our special guest, Alex Esparza. Thanks for being here again, Alex.
Hey guys, thank you for having me again.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to do, as promised last week, we're going to do just a few role plays and just kind of give people like, this is what it actually looks when a top producing agent follows up, when he makes those phone calls. So let's go ahead and just jump right in with the first cold call. Cold call.
Whoa.
Let's make it really clear. Cold calling is not okay. But the response to a lead, right? Like you've probably called this lead like 6 times. And so the role play here is you got a hold of them, and it is the 6th time you've called and you got a hold of them.
So let's set the table, right? What is the scenario here again?
He's calling. He's called 5 times, and it's the 6th time, and you're picking up the phone this time.
Okay. And I am a T65 lead. For our audience to understand where we're going with all of this, or
yeah. Feel free to share.
All right, let's do this.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
I'll be the phone. Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Oscar?
Yes?
Hey, Oscar. I know you're getting a bunch of phone calls right now, but my name is Alex. I'm going to take about 10, 15 seconds of your time. So obviously, we both know that you're turning 65 in 3 months. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am here locally. I'm not calling from Utah. I'm not calling from Arizona. All I want to do is sit down with you for about 10, 15 minutes tomorrow, and we're going to discuss how Medicare works. I'm going to demonstrate everything for you. That way it makes more sense. After that, you're more than happy to kick me out the house. How's that sound?
Man, I've been getting a lot of pieces about. Remind me again, where is this? Where are you calling me from, Alex? Or
yeah, so you filled out a form and you mailed it to me. You took time, you put your first, your last name. You told me that your date of birth of when you were turning 65. So I'm just here to help you understand the crazy world.
Okay, yeah, I filled that out. I'm so confused. I got so many people calling me left and right. I'm getting a ton of mail, but I do remember filling that out. I'm confused, man. I don't know the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements. I'm seeing all this different mail. So I just don't know where to go with all of this stuff.
Yeah, and it's understandable. It is confusing, it's even confusing for myself, right? So tomorrow, I am going to be in your area. So if you have about, like I said, 15, 20 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw something out for you. And what you do with information is totally up to you. After that, you can kick me out the house. Does that sound fair?
I'm actually not. I'm working tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I can book you something 6 to 7. If not, I'm more than happy to meet with you on the weekend.
Okay. You know what? I would actually, the weekend would be a lot easier for me just because I don't come straight home from work. So yeah, let's shoot for a weekend. I could probably do like Sunday morning.
Okay, let's do Sunday morning. Go ahead and have breakfast with your family. Enjoy your time, and then I'll be there between 11 and 12. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fine. And what's a good phone number for you? Is this the number that you're calling me from? Is this a good number?
Yeah, this is going to be my direct number. So if anything changes from now until Sunday, give me a call, shoot me a text, whatever it is that's easier for you to get a hold of me. But if I don't hear from you, I'm going to see you Sunday at 11.
So what is this? So, well, let me ask you, Alex, all this stuff that I'm getting, when we talk, I'm hearing things about, I talked to some people already, at work, and they're telling me that they went with a Medicare supplement. But then I have people who have told me like they went with a Medicare Advantage plan. And again, I don't know the difference between the two. Like what's the difference between them, and what's the better option for me to take?
That can go, everyone's situation is totally different. But the best way I could describe is one is subsidized and one pays for your Medicare. Again, I can go more into detail. I'd rather explain to you in person.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it in person. I don't really like to do stuff over the phone, so I would rather if we can just, again, I need some clarity on what the difference between all of these things are, because I'm getting kind of tired of all the phone calls and all the mail. So I would love to just kind of get this sorted out and kind of figure out what it is that I'm going to do with all this Medicare stuff, because it's confusing, man.
Yeah, if you could do me a favor and write down all your questions for me, and that way we can knock it all out and I'll go into detail.
Okay. Sounds good. You said Sunday at 11?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Hey, so I have a couple of questions on the strategy there, just for agents. Do you always do in-home appointments? Is that the preferred way for you to do it?
It is. I prefer it because a lot of people like the face-to-face. You guys know that there's a lot of scams and whatnot that happen, and I try to avoid all that and try to get them face-to-face so they know that I'm a real person. I'm an actual person who's trying to help somebody. I'm not saying that someone over the phone that's not their intentions to help somebody, but I just feel, even me, I'd rather talk to somebody face-to-face than do something over the phone.
Right.
You build more trust that way, right? When you're doing face-to-face sales. But with that said, you also do sales over the phone, right?
Yeah, and to be fair, I do over the phone, but it's going to be more referrals. It's going to be someone who's I've already built a pipeline with them and built trust over a few months, or they're a referral from a client I currently have. So those are more than likely I'm able to do over the phone.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was we're hiring a W-2 agent in my agency, and I was on the phone with him, or I was talking to him yesterday, and he mentioned to me that he gets a lot of chargebacks, and that's one of the things that he's frustrated about. And really, what it came down to is he was saying that with the phone sales, people aren't as loyal. They don't always kind of fully understand what they're getting into because they're just doing it over the phone. And again, that strategy works really well for a lot of people, but I could also see where you would want to make sure you're not. It's better for your retention, I'm sure, that when you meet, like especially when it's a lead in person and they see that you're a real person and connect your face with the voice and all of that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not afraid to do that. Like, let's just say in this scenario, right, that we went through, if this guy was didn't want to meet you in person and ask, can we just do this over the phone? Like, that's something that you'd also be willing to do too.
Oh, absolutely, right? Yeah.
I'll definitely pushing for that in person. Obviously, if they're in your market and they're local, you're gonna push for that in person meeting. But if they prefer the phone, then because I've even done some business that way where I'm meeting dealing with people who are here locally, but they just would rather do it over the phone. And you just got to make sure, I think you have to build in that trust to the next level, right? You want to kind of find some common ground, build some rapport, almost treat it as if you're in the home with them, right? You don't want to be, at least for me, right? I try not to be very transactional, especially with the phone appointments. You want to try to find, if you're going to do business over the phone, find some common ground and build a relationship. Even though you may never see that person in person, you still want to have a good relationship with them.
I do have some clients that I've never met personally in my life, but I with those people, I over communicate. I kind of go a little bit more above and beyond because I want them to trust me and build rapport with me, and I'll talk to them like I've known them for years and I've never met them in person.
Yeah, no, that's good. Again, just for the listeners who, are doing business over the phone, it's not everything has to be face to face. There is some value in that, but there's still value in doing business over the phone too. So,
yeah. Hey, let's move on to the next one here. And just real quick, we were talking about having somebody that you've called 9 times. And I was like, man, I'd be so annoyed if you called me 9 times. I'd be like, okay, what is it? What do you want? You keep calling me. And to be honest, I probably have had that conversation with someone who's called me 9 times. And that's how it went. And your response to me was really good, because if that's what I'm thinking, I'm less likely to call 9 times as a salesperson, because that's how I would respond. And so a lot of times it's hard to remove ourselves from that. But what you told me something interesting. What did you say that about the kind of mentality of the senior population when you call?
Okay, so a lot of people, like you just recently said, you said, who is this calling me? And they're gonna answer and wonder who is calling me, and then you already know they're going to feel agitated, so you kind of have to find something that'll bring their guard down, and kind of build something with them really quickly, because they will hang up if you don't build some kind of rapport with them quickly.
Right. And I remember you like saying that a lot of times they're not as angry, like they're like the way that I would be, like they're more just curious who it's been calling.
Right. So they're just curious why is it that I'm calling so much? Mm-hmm. Then I introduce myself. I kind of make a quick rapport and just kind of say that I'm here locally. You ask for some help, and I'm just been assigned to help you. So I'm just trying to make sure I can take you off my list if you do not want my help. And that's why I'm calling so much.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump into the next one. And this is the 9th call. And you've called me, and I am finally, this is the 9th call that
Sounds about right. That's fine.
and I'm still the phone. So ring, ring.
Hey, you roll?
Yes.
Hey, just before you hang up, my name is Alex. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to get straight to the point. I've been calling you, I'm sure you've noticed, I can hear it in your voice. If you give me about 20 seconds, I'm going to explain to you why I'm calling.
Okay. What's going on?
Okay. So I know you're getting bombarded. You've asked for some help about a couple of weeks ago regarding your Medicare. I am just trying to...
Who did I ask?
We met at an event, and we spoke a little bit. We kind of spoke about some issues that you were having. So I'm just calling to see if there's something I could help with those issues that you were having.
You were the guy that was at the senior center? Is that what you're talking about?
Correct. Yeah, that was me. The big guy with the black polo, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to see if I'm going to be in your area. Obviously, I know you're somewhere in the area where we met. So I'm going to be there tomorrow. So do you have about 15, 20 minutes? All I'm going to do is address the issues that you were having. No obligation, nothing. All you have to do is just meet with me for about 15, 20 minutes.
And all it's going to take is 15 or 20 minutes.
Once that timer goes off, you can kick me out the door.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I probably will.
Please do.
Okay, yeah, I think we can do that.
Yeah, I won't waste your time. I'll leave you my car, I'll leave you with the information, and then hopefully we can get something going. If not, no hard feelings.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I have between 11 and 12 open. What I can do is I can be there about 11. I may be a little bit late because I do have a previous appointment, but this is my direct number. If anything changed from now until tomorrow, please give me a call.
So you'll be here, you won't be here exactly at 11?
No, I'm going to do my best to be there at 11, but I'd rather tell you I might be a little bit late. That way you kind of have some kind of justification why I'm late.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I feel like that's like the way a real conversation goes, to be honest.
It was uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
I'm here listening and I'm like, man, this sounds uncomfortable.
All right, real quick, let's go on to another scenario that we kind of talked about. I think Oscar, you were gonna go back and take this one. Or it would have been me. So the situation here is that we met. It was like 4 days ago. Today's Thursday. We met on Sunday, and you've called me. How many times have you? Today's Thursday, and we met on Sunday. And the situation is that I told you that I had to think about it, right? So how many times have you called me since then, by the way? I told you I would think about it. Did you ask me during that appointment, when you should follow up, or you just tell me what happened there? I said, at the end of it, I said, oh man, thanks for all the information. I'm going to think about it and I'll let you know.
Yeah. So in the initial appointment, I always say it's great. Take your time, think about it. But a lot of the times it's something that they didn't understand. So I'm not telling them that, but I know that it's something that they didn't quite understand, that I didn't explain well enough to them. So then I'll keep following up with them. Probably by Thursday, I'm probably about 4 or 5 times. Okay. Because it is something that they didn't quite understand that I explained to it. So I try to figure out what that issue is as to what I didn't explain correctly.
All right. So today is day number 4, and you call, ring. Hello.
Hi, Raul.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul, it's me, Alex from Sunday. How are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry,
I was like, you are a hard person to get a hold of, huh?
I'm so busy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, that's fine. I wanted to touch base with you about our conversation on Sunday. I knew you were going to think about it. Is there something that you didn't quite understand about what I was explaining to you?
And to be honest, like I haven't even thought about it since that day. I don't know. I mean, to be real honest, like I don't usually make decisions the same day, and then just as a point. And so I hadn't really thought about our meeting. I know I need to, but I haven't yet.
Okay, sounds fair. Everyone was busy. What we can do then? Let's get a refresher going. Let's go. Let's meet tomorrow. Does tomorrow work for you?
Yeah, I could meet tomorrow.
Okay, let's do that. So I have some time in the morning.
What are we going to do in the refresher? What do you mean? We just met.
We're going to go over the information again, and I'm going to make sure that you understand completely what we went over, because there might have been some stuff that you missed, and I'm just trying to help you go over that with you again.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. You're going to come tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, I can be there tomorrow about 10 a.m.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
that'll work.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
All right, thanks. Yeah, no, I think that's great. So is that always that's the gut reaction, is just to just get another appointment, just get back in front of them?
Yeah, I don't want to close it over the phone because, like I said, there's something that I didn't explain well enough for them to have to say they have to think about. There's something they don't quite understand. So I try to get back in front of them to reiterate anything that I may have missed, or go more into detail, or kind of fill them out when I'm there and listen to them. So then I'm like, okay, that's what it was. So let me try to go more into detail on that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I had a flashback, right? I had to go back. I went back to like my field agent days when I was out, hunting, right? And so I remember those situations when I was with people, and we had the meeting, and then they said they were going to think about it. So I told them, usually the way that I would do it is I would say, hey, okay, so not a problem. I totally understand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you on. Let me know when you're ready to do this, if you're ready to move forward. But if I don't hear from you, I'm probably going to follow up with you on Thursday morning, if that's okay. And so then you have that phone call with them on Thursday morning. They answer, I've been too busy. I haven't had a chance to think about it. Another way that you could probably respond to that, or a way that I would respond to that, and there's no right or wrong way. There are many different ways to handle it, but another suggestion would be, okay, well, are there any questions that you have about what we went over on Sunday? And so for the sake of this scenario, maybe they were on plan X and you're looking to move them to plan Z with carrier X, and they were considering carrier Z. What questions do you have from our meeting that we had on Sunday? And then even reiterating some of the key points, because in that meeting, you went over the strength and weaknesses of what they have, and you gave them all the reasons of why they should move over to this company. So just saying, hey, I know it's been a little bit, you haven't had time to think about it, but just as a refresher, as a reminder, right? Some of the things that we talked about, you weren't super happy with, the dental coverage that you had, and you recently had that hospital stay where you ended up with a bill that you didn't even know you were expecting, because the last time you were in the hospital, your bill was much lower, but we discovered that the copays on your current plan went up for hospitalization. So now with this new, understanding that some of your copays have gone up and your dental benefits aren't as rich as they may have been, that's why we talked about this option here, because it's going to keep your hospital copays down. It addresses the dental issues that we're having. So really just kind of highlighting, again, as the agent, I highlight those pain points and what we would call like hot buttons, and just kind of pressing those hot buttons and reminding them, hey, look, this is why we even took the meeting on Sunday. And this is why, these are all the reasons why we should be, it's almost kind of making it seem like it's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision to move from this carrier to this carrier because it's the right decision to move over to them. So that's, another approach, another potential approach, as opposed to, again, everybody has a different style, right? You were ready to come back and meet with them tomorrow morning. And on my version, I was just kind of reminding them of all the reasons why we should be making the move. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to keep it short today. We wanted to just do 3 role plays, and I think what we'd love to do is just have you come back again in the future and do more of these. I think the way that you speak to the senior, the way that you speak to that person, I'd love to like unravel it some more and kind of see like, okay, like do you talk to a wealthy client or prospect the same way that you talk to a lower income prospect, or what does that look like? How are we having those conversations? And so we're going to have you back on, and so really appreciate you being here and kind of sharing. There's not everybody's willing to share how they're having these conversations, what separates them. I always talk about like when we talk about like greatest basketball players of all time, right? Where you have a player who's born naturally gifted, and everyone looks at them and they're like, well, I mean, you can't teach being that big, right? You can't teach, but people can't touch being, naturally having a good amount of charisma, people just liking you and stuff like that. But what you can teach is, that follow up, how I make those phone calls. So really appreciate you being here and having that conversation.
Appreciate it. I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. Until next time.